A little bit further, and in fact, we're now being told that we can go across live to the next program as far as the schedule of the President is concerned. He is to interact with teachers as well, and that's what we're seeing. The President taking to stage once again.
Secretary to the President, Mrs. Amita Paul, Sri K.K. Sharma, Chief Secretary, Government of Delhi, senior officers of the Education Department of Delhi, principal, teachers, other distinguished guests, dear students, ladies and gentlemen. At the very outset, I would like to express my warm greetings to the entire teaching community, rather teaching fraternity, just on the eve of Teachers' Day. We had the fortune of having our second president, a great teacher, Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan, who made momentous contribution in the shaping of modern India, and particularly education sector. India is known as a land of gurus, and Guru Shiksha Parampara is one of the most cardinal basic tenets of our value systems, of our old civilizational value. As Secretary to the President, while making her observations, was correctly pointing out that education is the alchemy that can take India to the next golden age. When we had the world-class universities, where the mighty minds from different parts of the world assembled, whether it is in Taxila or in Nalanda or in Bikramshila, in whatever part of the country may be, that produced such brilliant perceptions and the values which guided the humanity over centuries. In modern age, we had two great teachers, Mahatma Gandhi, Rabindranath Tagore, and before that, Swami Vivekananda, who, as the disciple of Thakur Sri Ramakrishna, in the language of Ramarula, took the two globes in his hand as bowls and molded the course of civilization. Once Dr. Radhakrishnan observed, and I quote, "Education should be imparted with a view to the type of society that we wish to build. We are working for a modern democracy built on the values of human dignity and equality. Those are only ideals. We should make them living forces Unquote. And here in this task of the great social evolution, the most important crucial role are for the teachers. Teachers, much like a potter, with his skill and soft handling, will mount the mind of the young students, shape them, and leave the permanent impression on them. When I was sharing some of my perceptions with the students, I mentioned one point, that all of us are born out of our parents. The first lesson we receive from them, which form the core values of our philosophy. But it is articulated. It is given sharpened focus by the teachers. And the teachers can do this job. I am happy that large number of teachers are assembled here, and I am privileged to address them. During my tenure as the president, and in that capacity as the visitor of more than 100 central institutions, central universities, IITs, NITs, IIACRs, and such, I visited a large number of academic institutions over the last 3 years. I have shared with them my own perceptions of the inspired teachers, and I find there are a large number of inspired teachers all over the country. What is needed? With the assistance of the modern tools and the technological revolution which has taken place over the years in information, to ignite their spirit and instill the confidence in them that yes, they can. They are capable of doing it. An inspired teacher, just as I mentioned, like a potter. As a potter gives raw materials into different fine shapes, similarly the teachers can mold the minds of the young pupils and make them most valuable products of the society. I hear complaint about the lack of qualified teachers in good number in almost all universities, IITs and NITs, except a very few. Because somehow or other, we have not been able to attract the best brains, mighty brains, fully dedicated and committed to the service of the nation in teaching profession. Therefore, we ought to attract. And the social perception must change. If we can truly inculcate the Guru Shiksha Parampara tradition, which was built up in ancient India and which continued in many institutions today, even today, that tradition is being maintained. And if we can inculcate in a larger way amongst the teachers and the students, and make the society to recognize the values of the teachers, perhaps it would be possible to attract bright students and talented persons in the teaching profession. Social recognition is needed, and financial facilities should be provided. They should not have the opportunity to feel dissatisfied that because of teacher I am not getting the facilities which in other areas we could have received. An atmosphere is to be created in the academic institutions where they can work with pride and self-respect. Teachers should always remember that they are the teachers of not individuals, a few pupils with whom they are having direct interaction on day-to-day basis, but they are the teachers of the society at large, people at large. And they will also have to feel confident about the potentiality which they have in creating the responsive citizens which we require to take our rightful place in the Committee of Nations and to make the country, the vast multitude of humanity, more than 1.2 billion people, to be dynamic, progressive, prosperous, healthy, and educated. Therefore, the significance of the Teachers' Day, to my mind, that we must rededicate ourselves to the cause of building this society. I was talking about the potentiality. Every teacher, during his tenure as a teacher, say 30-35 years, if average 40 to 50 students, he had regular interaction. And how many students he will influence during his entire career? 50 multiplied by 35. And that multiplied by 150, 200. That means a whole range of wide section of the population, learning population, young population who are ready to take the responsibility and reign of this country. They will be well trained. They will have the development of full mental and intellectual capacities, and with the fuller application of their minds, intellect, with devotion and commitment, I have no doubt that they can wander. As they did during our freedom struggles, as they did in the post-independent reconstructions and transformation of the society, as they are doing even today. It is not easy to run the functional, largest multi-party democratic system with a huge population, different levels of economic and social development, and to have an integrated approach which we are experimenting in India for the last 6 decades, is not an easy task. When I look at the map of India, and when I find that all three major ethnic groups belonging to Caucasians, Dravidians, Mongolites, they reside in India, I do not know how many individual countries have so many ethnic groups and they are closely integrated under one system, having common ethos and values which form the core of the civilization. We have 72% of Indo-Aryans, 25% of the Dravidians of our population, and 3% Mongolites, whole of Northeast, whole of South, whole of North and Northwest, are ethnically divided, but still belong to one country, one nation, one constitution, one system of administration. And this has been possible because of our youths, of our teachers. And we shall have to inculcate, because we have no room of complacence. Various forces against humanity, against core values of civilization, against basic understanding of the formation of society and state are working and indulging in some sort of anarchism. We shall have to be careful, sensitive, and who can do this job other than the teachers? I would not like to take much of your time. All of you are fully aware of it. I will conclude by making my observations. What is a very ancient saying from the days of Upanishads, to awaken the inner inherent strength of individual. Uttishtato, jagrato, prappan, baru nibodhato. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
धन्यवाद सर। हम सभी शिक्षक इस शिक्षा